assignment, I asked you to do a audio recording. It could be a practice speech. You could read something that you want to share with the class. You could read an article online. You can read or talk about anything that you'd like to talk about. Um, for this example, I'm going to be reading the first page or two of the first Harry Potter book, The Sorcerer's Stone, and I'm going to just show you some basics on how to get started with an audio recording. So first I'm going to go into my applications and go into GarageBand. Okay, let's get that out of the way. I wanted to do an update on me. So what you're going to do here is GarageBand can be used for a lot of different things. It can be used for music, making. It can be used for like recording, playing music, recording beats for songs, ringtones for your phone, and you can do voice records. And voice recording is something that I like to do in GarageBand. So I'm going to select voice. Okay. So I selected the narration vocal since I'm going to be reading part of a book. And what you want to do is you just want to get started by clicking the record button at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and read the first couple pages of this book just to give you an idea of what an audio recording will look like in the program. Chapter 1, The Boy Who Lived. Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4, Privet Drive, were proud to say that they were perfectly normal. Thank you very much. They were the last people you'd expect to be involved in anything strange or mysterious because they just didn't hold with much nonsense. Mr. Dursley was the director of a firm called Grunnings, which made drills. He was a big, beefy man with hardly any neck, although he did have a very large mustache. Miss Dursley was thin and blonde and had nearly twice the usual amount of neck, which came in very useful as she spent so much of her time craning over garden fences, spying on the neighbors, and other things. The Dursleys had a small son called Dudley, and in their opinion there was no finer boy anywhere. The Dursleys had everything they wanted, but they also had a secret, and their greatest fear was that somebody would discover it. They didn't think they would bear it if anyone found out about the Potters. Miss Potter was Miss Dursley's sister, but they hadn't met for several years. In fact, Miss Dursley pretended she didn't have a sister because her sister and her good-for-nothing husband were as un-Dursleyish as it was possible to be. The Dursleys shuddered to think what the neighbors would say if the Potters arrived in the street. The Dursleys knew that the Potters had a small son, too, but they had never seen him. This boy was another good reason for keeping the Potters away. They didn't want Dudley mixing with a child like that. So, once I'm done with the audio recording, you just hit stop. And your audio recording will go into a block similar to how it did with iMovie. This is what audio would look like on iMovie if you incorporated audio. So then from there, what you want to do is you want to hit File, Save As, and then you can save the project to anywhere you want. You can name it whatever you want. So I'm just going to call it book recording. And then you can save it to the program itself. You can save it to your desktop, your documents, your applications, anything you want to do. Another way that you can share this is you can make the song, you can share it to your SoundCloud page. You can put it on iTunes to make it an iTunes file that you can put on MP3 players or like an audiobook, something like that. You can email it, you can airdrop it, which is instant transfer through Bluetooth from Apple to Apple products. So you can even put it on a disc. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with this, and knowing how to record your voice and use a program to record your voice is important because you might eventually have to do this later on for a presentation or an online class or something. So this is definitely important to know. I highly recommend GarageBand. You can also use QuickTime Player. It has a built-in audio recording function. So I hope you guys enjoyed this assignment.